First video back, gonna be a little rusty, loosey-goosey. Hey everybody, Gage here from Sharp. Super excited to have you back with me for another video. I promise it is well worth the wait. We have one of the most exciting shipments that we've had in the shop all year. So I'm excited to show you what has come in. So without further ado, let's get into checking out some sweet knives. So as I said in the intro, most of the knives that I'm going to be showing off today are restocks of stuff that we have had in the past, but everything that came in is like the coolest knives that we've had and that we've had a hard time getting in this year. It's been a bit of a frustrating year this year getting cool stuff in. So this really kind of got my juices flowing again. It's been really nice to get excited about the knives that are coming in again. And the ones that I'm probably most excited about, not that the other knives aren't cool, but these just hold a special place in my heart, are the knives from Mazaki-san. He works in the Senjo region of Japan. If you're familiar at all with him already, you know that his knives can vary from batch to batch quite a bit. They are a handmade knife. He hand forge welds all of his knives. They are ironclad, made from Shirogami #2, and they have a Rockwell hardness of around 64, 65. They are the Kurouchi series. Gorgeous, gorgeous knives. This particular batch kind of goes back to what we're used to from him, being a little chunkier at the spine here, but the edge geometry on these guys is just stellar. They get crazy thin behind the edge. They're all hand polished on natural stones as per usual. They've got these magnolia with walnut handles on them. We had a Magaki batch in at the beginning of the year, and we heard from a lot of people that these handles are not awesome in their particular opinion, but I personally really love them. I find them pretty large and chunky, so they really fit into your hand really nicely. And then coupled with how thick they are at the spine, our shop manager at Ben used a really good word. You feel they are very commanding knives. Like you are in control with these bad boys, but they are by no means like workhorse. They are sort of like in that weird in between where like they're thick at the spine, but like pretty laser thin behind the edge. They're all crazy sharp out of the box, but I'm sure they would benefit from like a little touch up, do like a little micro bevel on a higher grit stone, and you get them even sharper. They look gorgeous, and we have all the flavors in stock, ranging all the way from 90 mil petty knives with 120, 150, and our personal favorite, the 180 in this batch, ranging all the way up to the 270 mil Tsujihiki. Of course, we've got 210 and 240 Gyutos in between there. Beautiful. 165, 180 mil Bunkas. Gorgeous, gorgeous knives. I think if I were to take any of these home with me today, oh man, I would take all of them, but I'm a sucker for bunkas, so I'd probably go after that 180 bunka there. And then we've got 165, 180 Nakiris. Now, of course, being a hand-forged product, all of these lengths are going to vary from knife to knife. If you've shopped with us before, you know we are very easy to get a hold of. Shoot us an email, chat with us in the live chat, and we'll be happy to send you exact specs of a particular knife shape that you're interested in, so we know that you get what you want. So most exciting knives. Don't leave yet though, because we still have lots of other cool stuff to look at. Next being the Ryusen Blazin restock of the 170 mil Bunka and the 210 millimeter Gyuto. Ryusen Hamono continually impresses me every time we get a batch of their knives. They are gorgeous. Like, they are a handmade product, but they look like identical always. The only thing that really differs from them is going to be the figuring on the handles. This particular Bunka has some really cool flame going on in the walnut here. This Gyuto, maybe not quite as busy, but equally gorgeous piece of walnut here. The hand hammered Nashiji finish on these guys is looking a little more like uniform and fish scaly than it normally does, but it looks really, really cool. And out of the box, these are probably, like, would you agree, Jake, like the sharpest knives like we ever have. Like, it's insane how sharp these guys are right out of the box. Of course, you could touch them up when you get them, but I would say they're ready to go right out of the box. Next, we'll check out Shiro Kamo's work. He's another one of our favorite blacksmiths here at the shop. This nakiri here is my favorite nakiri of all time. We made a video about it, best nakiri in my opinion, and this is the one that I chose. It may have had a slightly different handle on it back then, but these guys have ebony with maple spacer and walnut handle. Really tall blade made from Algami Super, which is my favorite steel, whether stainless or carbon, and has a stainless cladding on it. These are probably the most popular nakiris in the shop, and for good reason. We'll sharpen these up for you before we send them out because they didn't come with the greatest edges in the world. So rest assured you'll get a very, very nice sharp knife. But I love these guys. They're thin, thin, thin at the spine, thin behind the edge, nice and tall, and they just fly through stuff. So highly recommend these guys. Of course, another awesome and very popular knife from Shiro Kamo is his Black Damascus Gyuto here. These are made from R2, which is my favorite stainless steel. It's not quite as my favorite as the Algami Super, but still a fantastic steel. I like it because it sharpens up really nicely, holds its edge a very long time. The Black Damascus with any knife, we've always found that while they are listed as stainless steel, the Black Damascus can get a little rusty, a little easier than a typical stainless steel knife. So do keep that in mind if this is something that you've been kind of looking at. These guys have really cool maple with ebony spacer and bloodwood handles on them. I wasn't so sure how I felt about them when they first came in, but they're growing on me second by second as I hold them and twirl them around. And I think, you know, with the busier blade and this sort of louder handle, it really kind of goes well together. Yeah. And then to finish things off, last but certainly not least is a restock on the 170mm Bunka and 210mm Gyuto from Makoto Kurosaki's Style K line with beautiful hand-hammered or tsuchime finish, R2 stainless steel, my favorite stainless steel, and blonde pakka wood with cherry handles on them. These guys are right up my alley as well. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know thin at the spine and thin behind the edge is what I look for, and something sort of on the lighter side. These guys are light without being like, you know, scary light. And what I mean by that is like some knives you pick them up and you're like, I'm gonna break this thing if I use it the wrong way. These guys certainly don't give you that impression. They're super sharp right out of the box as well. Makoto Kurosaki-san is a really great sharpener. They look beautiful, perform at a super high level. So yeah, and they're not gonna, I mean, they're not cheap, but they're not gonna break the bank on you like some of the other stuff. So there you have it, guys. Restock. We're getting ready for 12 Days of Christmas coming up soon as well. We've got lots of cool knives coming back into stock and new arrivals as well. So we'll be pumping out videos like we used to coming up here. So make sure to stay tuned for more Sharp Knife Shop. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.